Hi Aries, this is Genevieve with Belladonna Moonbeams. How are y'all doing? I'm doing well, except for my hair, which looks horrid. The reason for that is that I went camping and I haven't washed it in 2 days. Oh, yes, I admitted it. I haven't washed my hair in 2 days. However, when I got home from camping and I knew I had to make this videos, I did put on makeup for y'all because I'm not ready to come out makeupless. There's a limit here. Sorry, I hate that word. I'm keep working at it. Anyway, this is for the week of September 28, 2020 through October 3rd, 2020. And it's for my Aries friends. And we're going to have a good week. So, first of all, Mars is retrograde. And that means that the next 3 months, and it's going to be for several months, that means the next 3 months are really going to be tough in that there's a lot of change happening. And there's a lot of emotions that are high and things like that. Mars is always associated with fire and energy and emotions, and people are going, "Argh." This is when you yell at the store clerk. Well, I'm going to tell you, don't yell at the store clerk. Most of the time, they really cannot control what's happening. So keep in mind that as everything is Mars is retrograde, that we need to be nice to people in spite of ourselves. And we need to be nice to ourselves too, because this is the time we're going to be hardest on ourselves. And we don't want that, do we, Aries? I know you have enough angst anyway without adding to it. So I started out with this lovely spell casting oracle deck. And as you know, I opened it a couple of weeks ago and I love it. Really and truly love it. I don't think I can get enough. And the card I get from y'all is love. This is about self-love, but it's also about loving others. Now, with Mars being retrograde, that might seem like you're asking a lot of yourselves. But maybe if you could just put yourself in their spot for a little bit, maybe you can begin to understand why they're being what they're doing. So, say that someone just had a flat tire and they had to go to work. So, when they get to work at McDonald's, they're not their best them. You know, they might be a little short or they might not say thank you as well as they normally would. But maybe that's because they're stressed over how they're going to pay for that flat tire. Or the telemarketer, let's not talk about telemarketers. That's one we're not going to fly on. Say that the secretary at your real estate office or the secretary for your landlord, that's one. The secretary for your landlord is just not their perky self. They're not like, hi, how are you? Thank you so much for coming in, blah, blah, blah. Instead, they're like, okay, I'll give you a receipt, blah. And they do everything right, but they don't smile. They're not their normal self, and you feel really kind of insulted. What if they actually have a headache and that's all they can do? So try to put yourself in their shoes. Try to find something to look at besides the outer. We are all children of the universe. We have God and the goddess within each of us. So maybe your God and goddess should be finding a little bit of their God and goddess. And just give them some niceness. For example, the other day I went to Sonic and I thought that my drink was going to be like 2 something, maybe 3, because I like to get a lemonade with strawberry. And it turned out to be like $1.89 because it was during happy hour. I didn't realize happy hour was on Saturday too. I was going to give her $4, so that was like $1 for a tip and the $3 for the drink. So I started to take back a couple of dollars, and I'm like, wait, she needs this. So I just gave it all to her, and she looked really happy. And maybe that little bit of humanity made her day a little bit better. And if it didn't, it doesn't really matter because I'm still giving, and the goddess will give me credit for my thought pattern rather and my motive as opposed to what how it happens. When you give to someone, say that you give to the beggar down the street, you know, the ones at the corner all the time, and you give them $5 or a buck or whatever. They might use that money to buy alcohol, and you might not like that. Well, first of all, you shouldn't be judging them. Second of all, besides for not judging them, it doesn't matter what they do with it. It matters your motive. So if they're flying a sign that says we'll work for food, and you give them a buck and they go spend it on booze, you've still done it out of the right motives, and you are going to get the karma for that. Doesn't matter what they do. You are not responsible once you give. Isn't that weird? Most of the time when we give, we think that they owe us. Well, they don't. Got to tell you. Moving right along, and I've talked way too long. I also pulled from Doreen Virtue's Magical or Unicorn deck. And we got the Brothers and Sisters card. And this card is all about seeing the love and seeing the best in them. It can literally be your brothers and sisters. It can be your friends, or it can be the beggar on the street. Who is your brother? Who is your sister? I have my sisters that I attend some meetings with, not like AA or NA, even though if I was going to AA or NA, that's what they would be, but rather some esoterical meetings that I go to. I can have literal brothers and sisters, or I can have those, and I have a lot of friends. And those are the people I need to be seeing the humanity in and loving. And I think it's really cool that you got two cards that are all about that, especially when Mars is retrograde. Now, moving right along on our tarot, the first card we get for y'all is the Six of Cups. This card is all about nostalgia. Well, it was upside down. Let's turn that over though. And this card is about nostalgia and thinking about the past. And because it was upside down, this card is telling you to stop dwelling in the past. Stop beating yourself up. Stop seeing what you did wrong and realize everything that you did right. Sorry. You want to know that we all make mistakes, and that is simply okay. The next card we get is the King of Wands. This card is about integrity and honesty and warmth. So you need to be honest, and maybe that applies to the past too. Sometimes our past keeps us captive to it. And how are we going to get out of it if we have it as a secret? There's a saying that we're only as sick as our secrets. So what nostalgia, what secret are you keeping that's keeping you from having the honesty and the warmth you need? And finally, you have the Chariot. Once again, it's reversed, so let's flip it over. And this Chariot is all about being able to do things yourself and being able to do it with just your mind, not necessarily brute force or, strength, physical strength. It's about your mental strength. And this is also about success and crossing the finish line. Get out of your past. Be honest. And you're going to make it. And while you do it, temper it with some love. And I kind of think that that's a lesson we all need. We don't need to dwell in the past. We need to be in the here and now. Namaste, y'all. If you want to do a private reading, send me a text, 405-512-9400, or send me a PM on Belladonna Moonbeams. And if not, I'll see you in a few days. Have a good one. Bye.